The most disastrous existence that humanity has yet encountered is the Shadow Labyrinth. Desire Armin is one of the 6 human survivors that are still alive. The world ended when the 6 made their last attempt to escape the labyrinth's last level, but they were eventually unsuccessful. What is presented before Desire, though, is the world from 13 years ago, just when he believed he would die. Desire is transported back in time to when he first joined in Havrion, the best magic academy in the country. Reunited with his beloved buddies, but he could not understand then, is it really the past or not? Suddenly, he heard the sound of clapping in those corners. He then went to the place and looked to Fombrin. Havrion Academy entrance ceremony was going on. The announcer girl said the top 600 will only pass. He understood it when he heard it. Exactly what happened 13 years ago is happening again. Then announcer girl said artificial shadow world was created just for this test. You are nothing to be afraid of. That's precisely what he believed happened when he left after the admission ceremony. That's when he realized, this is the historical past. He then began to think, the war we fought Shadow World together for so many years, all will perish if he does nothing. He then broke down. Sitting outside on the stairs, he began to think that this was not really a dream. Suddenly, a girl came and stood in front of him. She said, "What are you doing here? Your exam will start now. Get ready." After saying that, she started checking her notebook. She then learns that he is a commoner. Then she said, "You have very little chances to pass the exam." He heard this and thought, I already know what will happen. Then she took him to where the exam would take place. Then the girl said that you look like you are not afraid at all. He said, "No, I am very scared." Then the girl was taking it to explain everything to him. Suddenly, another applicant's mentor stood in front of her. Then he realizes that he is a very powerful water mage. Then the other boy said, "This is what I see. You still don't understand anything." They quarreled over whose student would win. Then as he left there, the girl angrily told him that you will pass this exam anyhow. Then he said, "I will try hard enough." Then he went there and looked around to see if there was anyone he knew. Then a girl said from behind, "What are you seeing around like this?" He recognized her and called out her name. Then the girl said, "How did you know my name?" Then he said, "Your name is on the board." Then the girl said that it was okay and left from there. Then he was explaining to him about the exam when the water mage boy came. He is only there to introduce his applicant. She was a girl named Azest Kingscrown. Armand claimed that she was the focal point of their Shadow World strike force. He said that she was a formidable warrior who detested defeat, and that because no one could compete with her for a great deal of time in the Shadow World, then after they were introduced, they prepared to enter the Shadow World together. What was the test? The test was to run across a lighted line, and only 3 people could win. He then looked at her and wondered if I could really win from her. She then said, "I have checked your level is below. All you have no chance to win." As soon as the exam started, she went very fast. Then the 2 of them were moving together. Then the girl said angrily, "Stay away from me." Then a fire arrow was shot from the front towards them. Then the girl used her power to blow him away. Then the girl said, "I did not want to show my full strength, but there is no chance." Then one after another flew from exam. Then the girl looked at him and said, "Now it's your turn." Then the girl pointed at him and said, "This is your last chance." Then the girl used her power on him. Then she was leaving from there from behind when he said that you had this little power. Hearing this, she then angrily used more of her power. Desire is a lower-level circle magician, but his primary weapon in battle is analytical magic, which he uses to counter and negate other mages' magical effects. See it, she then said, "It can't be what you did." Then he used a small basic spell of his own and began to move forward with a burst of speed. He was nearing the finish line when she suddenly stopped him. Whether she was going to use her powers or not, he was hacking that magic power with his powers. But it was not happening quickly. He was hurt a bit for that. He then used his previous strength to accelerate from her pass to the finish line. This is where the story ends. Please subscribe the channel, turn on the bell icon to get any updates.